Joining us now is Paul Pineda in London, Ontario, builder of an extraordinary mean green machine, a Honda Civic wide body. Paul, tell me a little bit about your car. First of all, what year is this thing?
It's a 2012 Civic Si. I bought it back in 2013 as a used model.
Okay, and it is far from stock. This car has been completely redone, and it is very, very wide. How wide are we talking about here?
It's 3 inches wider in the rear, and then it's 2.5 inches in the front wider. And then.
So what do you have to do to create that? I guess there must be a lot of measuring and cutting and a lot of customizing.
Yeah, so pretty much it's, the kit I had to wait for almost 4 months to come in. It's built by order. And then from there, what I had to do was basically, once I got it, I taped it onto the fenders and everything. We didn't even measure it. We just literally started cutting the car up. And then from there, it was a test and trial to see how the fiberglass was going to fit. And pretty much from there, we just took off and started going at it. And then parts were delayed, so ended up 4 months where I didn't touch it. And then the last week of January, just went gung-ho and got it ready. A big helping hand was my buddy Peter, who actually cut the car for me and helped me wrap the front end of the car while I did the rest.
I see. So is that mostly a vinyl wrap, or is there any paint involved here?
No, it's all vinyl wrap. It's Avery. It's called what's it called? Radioactive green pearl.
And I noticed on your Facebook page a picture of the Hulk. So you must love everything green.
I'm actually a fan of the cherry red, but when I went to go get this color, I couldn't find anything because everyone has certain colors. So I wanted something that no one else had, and I'm pretty much the only guy running this color. And the only other 3 people that I've ever found that have the exact same identical color to me are 2 people that are in the States on different states, and then 1 person in Switzerland.
It's very, I'd say it's a deep color of green. It really catches the light. Is there anything special about it that allows it to do that? Is there like metallic in it, or what is that I'm seeing?
It's got so much metallic in it that when you're wrapping it, you have to be very careful in terms of stretching it too much, because if not, the metallic will discolor, and then you got a lot of like very light green coming out, and then you got to start all over again.
The body kit's a very interesting combination of rounded edges, but also angles and even some sharp lines, like right behind, like right on that rear wheel flare, right behind the door. Yep. It comes to a point, and it looks very aggressive. Is that one of the reasons you chose that particular style or that body kit?
It's the only body kit that I found that was truly made for the car to be bolted on. And now when I say bolted on, I actually don't mean it's straight bolt on. I still had to do a lot of fabrication and body work to it. But it was the only one that I found that was a true wide body for this vehicle. So that's why I went with it. And mind you, I forked out the money all at once and I got it done. But I also went with an aggressive fitment of wheels and tires so that it would give it that beefy look. Whereas if I would have gone with the specs he gave me, it would have been more pushed in, and I would have been able to be on the chassis more. But right now, what I'm trying to do is just play with my my camber, my alignments, and all that.
Right. A lot of customization in the chassis. I can see that it sits very, very low. How low is it, and is it air ride suspension?
Yeah, it's all air ride. It's 3-speed management from Airlift. I don't have it aired out right now, but it pretty much goes down right to the chassis of the frame. If not, if I do it properly, I can tuck my wheels and sit right on the ground. But as of right now, I had to take it easy a little bit, so I'm just leaving it alone for now.
Any problems with potholes or speed bumps in parking lots when you're at car shows because it's so low?
Not really. The only potholes are a big main thing, especially for these kinds of wheels and the size fit that I'm running. But Other than that, not really, because I can air up no problem. The only issue I found out was when I first started driving it, it bottomed out on a pothole and down by Victoria Park and almost cracked the flare. But other than that, I mean, it was a small crack, but we fixed it, and then yeah, we've been going through there, and then the interior's been touched as well. I got my seats redone, my panels are all done, my roof liner's done, audio system's been done in it, so it's been a work in progress for the last 2 years, and my wife is the one that wrapped all the panels and the roof liner and all that stuff too.
So it's been a labor of love, and it's turning heads everywhere it goes, mostly because of the body kit and that vinyl. But tell me about the interior. You touched on that a little bit, but you've done some work inside as well.
Yeah, the interior's been done. Pretty much what I did was, as you can see, it's all been basically the bride seats, been custom bride seats, and then it's got the 4-point harnesses, and I also did the energy limited edition steering wheel, if you can actually see it. It's got some sparkle and pearl to it. And then I also did the liner, which is all in bride. And then from there, it's just been pretty much just going and going. I got custom pillars that were for gauges, which I was originally going to turbo it, but I changed my mind last minute, did the wide body, and now I'm kind of regretting it because I wanted to get more boost out of it. But at the same time, I'm happy with the progress I've gotten to it and the length it's come from where it's been.
So you haven't done too much to the engine yet?
No, I've done just parts here and there. I've done the just your regular stuff, intake manifold, this and that. Other than that, it's got a 4-point strap brace on the engine, so it holds it tighter. But more than that, I haven't done really. It ended up being more of the aesthetics this year. Maybe at some point I might get into the engine bay, but as of right now, I'm pretty much calling it as it's done. Because one way or another, I gotta know that this thing is eating me up alive. So,
well, it's a beautiful car. As I say, it is turning heads, and I assume you're going to be taking it to a lot of car events over this coming summer.
yeah, it's gonna. I did Import Expo. I took first class in that. I also will be participating in Driven, which is next week on Saturday. From there, I'll be doing Import Fest, which is in July. I'm planning and hopefully we'll be able to make it to the Battle of the Borders in Buffalo, and then closing off with Import Expo, season closer. I stayed back a little more this year. I didn't want to do too much because it's already been a lot of money. Plus, it's been all my money. I only have 2 partial sponsors, which was the kit and then my wheels. Other than that, everything's been out of my own pocket. So I got to be careful in what I do now.
Yeah, and it's done to the point now where it's winning awards and it's pretty much done. Now it's just a matter of enjoying it and tweaking it and adding things to it over time, I guess.
Pretty much. That's where I'm at right now. Is just seeing what's left here and there to do and what else I gotta add here and there, and then it's pretty much done. I'm just gonna enjoy the car. Like I've told a lot of people, everyone's like, it's never done. I'm like, well, for me it is because I have a wife and she will hang me one point or another. So I gotta step back and just be like, all right, well, now it's all the housework and stuff. But no, I'm happy with it. It's been a long process. I personally never thought I'd be here with it to this point in this caliber that it's at right now.
Well, we really appreciate you sharing the car with us. It's great to see it on the internet. It's going to be even more impressive when we finally, hopefully, connect with you at some point over the summer at a car show. And my hat goes off to you because it's vehicles like this that really get younger people involved and interested in the car hobby. Muscle cars are one thing, and the old Packards and Duesenbergs are another thing. But what you're doing really does appeal to a whole new generation of people, and it's keeping car culture alive. So kudos to you.
Well, for sure, and that's the thing, right? Like I used to be one of those kids that used to drag race and stuff like that and street race. But when I got into the call culture scene and I started with my crews and all that, it was a different eye opener, and then I saw how it actually is, and from there I started to grow with it, and then just rolled with it here and there, and then I decided to just build it, and then went from there. And anytime you want to set up, man, I can bring it down to you wherever you are, and you guys can have a look at it and go for it. Because, like I said, seeing it in pictures is one thing, and then when you really see it in person, you can't believe how the rest of it is, and it's just like, okay, yeah, you put the money work into it, and this thing kicks off. So it's not bad, man. I'm happy with it. The guys at WCI did a great job. Casman did an amazing job with the kit. Like, the car alone has been great for me. I never had any issues with it. So yeah, it's just been one thing after another. All the companies that have worked with me and have helped me out through this entire project has been great.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul. Hailing from London, Ontario, my old stomping grounds where I grew up. So really appreciate you taking the time and sharing the vehicle with us today.
Not a problem. Thank you, sir.